It's Legends of Hardcore. It's Mario here hanging out with a bunch of dudes who are playing the Superbowl of Hardcore. So we'll be talking about what's going on May 19th, and also we'll be hanging out and talking about all this new shit that's going on with all these bands like
Negative Approach, Cold as Life, H2O. Guys, help me out.
All Out War, Full Blown Chaos, 100 Demons, Hate Incorporated.
We got a special guest in Cold Front.
We're going to talk about that too.
We got a bunch of bands. It's Freddy, by the way, from Madball.
So I have Freddy from Madball, Mike of Cold as Life. Let's go down the line and see what's up.
Introduce.
My name's Rich from 100 Demons.
Bruce from 100 Demons.
Martin from Billy Club Sandwich.
Eric from All Out War.
So I want to thank you guys for coming up, and we're going to be talking about all this shit. Let's start with Freddy from Madball. We're hanging out, and heard down the pipeline that you're in studio working on some new music. So, and I also hear that's a lot fucking heavier than Legacy, which was a pretty brutal album as is.
Yeah, it's definitely a heavy album right now. We're in the studio as we speak, and we're actually not playing the Super Bowl this year, but the Super Bowl is a thing that I do with my boy Cousin Joe every year. We've had control of it the last few years. And we're looking forward to this year's bill, man, because there's some heavy stuff on there. We're not playing it this time around, but yeah, we're in the studio, working on the new album, psyched on the new album, working with Zeus again. And I mean, we worked great together on the last one, and this one's gonna be heavy.
Nice.
Sick.
It's going to be on Ferret as well this year.
Ferret,
right?
Ferret, ISR in Europe, and a bunch of other. I'm licensing it out to different people all over. But yeah, Ferret in America, Ice Cream in Europe.
Was there like a conscious decision to make it heavier, or did you just guys get in the studio and all of a sudden it came out like that?
Just a little bit of both, you know what I mean? We kind of know that we have to shake things up a little bit, step it up a little bit, you know. Legacy was a cool album for us to do. It was kind of like we reestablished ourselves. We're back. We gave everybody a little bit of taste of, what we're about, musically, lyrically, whatever. But on this one, we had to kind of bring it to the next level. We got to kind of shock people in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
It's still Madball, but it's on some real heavy shit.
Now, has there been a change in the lyrical perspective? You touched upon a lot of things in Legacy, from worldwide hardcore, the unity that's going on, personal experiences of behind the bars and whatnot. Where are you going lyrically now? Lyrically,
it's actually. We're venturing into some different things lyrically. The album's called Infiltrate the System, and the concept, I don't want to say it's a concept album because it's partly a concept album, but then there's a lot of other stuff. We talk about life stuff like Madball always has. But a lot of topics are talking about how we're getting older now, and not necessarily, ourselves, but people close to us, whatever, are starting to get into positions of influence, position of power. I mean, we're in position of influence as far as being a band,
Yeah.
But that only goes so far. But, people we know now are running record labels. And, who knows, maybe even Joe Schmo that went to a show is a judge now.
Right.
Such and such is over here, over there. And basically, Infiltrate the System, the concept is us like, let's take this shit over. You know what I mean? Let's start changing things. Those same rebellious kids
Right.
are now in positions of influence. Let's acknowledge that, and let's start changing this, because shit needs a change.
So
Governments,
Right.
everything needs a change.
Yeah, and I'm actually glad that that's the theme of your album, and that you're bringing that out to more kids, because you are in a band that a lot of people look up to, and they read the lyrics. I mean, I know that when I was growing up listening to Madball, there was an influence there from not only Madball, but from New York hardcore and from other things that I was listening to. And that's the concept that I always had. I always thought that being hardcore was kind of about being rebellious and
revolutionary in some way.
Exactly, being revolutionary. And I love the music, hate the biz, so I kind of feel like I'm infiltrating sometimes.
Yeah, you totally are. You're a perfect example of that. Guys like yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're here. You're at Revolver. You grew up with us.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're a perfect example of that. Guys from Ferret, they're a very strong, independent label right now. Those guys grew up listening to our shit. Yeah. They're rubbing shoulders with big time players, but they're hardcore dudes. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. And they still have, they still carry themselves that way. You know what I mean? They haven't, they haven't become pompous or like,
Yeah, absolutely.
better than anyone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a key part too. But I don't want to take up too much time. I don't want to give too much up. But it's gonna surprise people. The new Madball, musically and lyrically, it's gonna surprise people because we're doing some different shit on this. And it's not some bandwagon shit because of wars or whatever's going on. 'Cause
Right.
we're not really like the whole album's not about the war in Iraq or.
It's not so much a political
It's more just like a social like awareness of like shit. We live in this world. We travel. You know what I mean? We see what's going on. You know what I mean? And it's just like, yeah, we can give you another album full of just like street stories.
Right.
That people. I'm sure a lot of people would be into that as well.
Right.
But
Yeah,
we're a
hardcore's
little
about-
older. We
yeah.
gotta start evolving and shit and start giving you a little bit something else. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like there's a lot of empowerment topics and stuff like that, and I think people should definitely listen to the lyrics on this one. I mean, they should listen to all of them, but this one's gonna really be different in
So-
a good way.